Welcome back. This is Crash Course number 18. I'm Sammy Chimonahihi Aliubi from the Eagle One Development Team, and we're going to go advanced blending materials in this session of our Hammer Crash Course. All right, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of the planter box. We don't really need it anymore. It served its purpose and took care of its job. So hold down Alt Shift, double click, get rid of those faces. And over here, I want to go ahead and I want to start figuring out some blends that are going to work for us. So I'm going to type in here. I have one that I really like, Grass Dirt 1A, and actually let's put this in the materials. It's going to be this right here. So with this material selected, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place it here. Notice it has a blend, and that blend, Grass Dirt, right here, Grass Dirt, also has another blend that's going to help us with defining the rest of this. So it's going to actually kind of give us a little bit of a blend that mixes into a third blend that's going to help us with our terrain. Okay, so I need to displace these, so I'm going to go ahead and subdivide these, level 1. Notice that this particular face is a little bit rectangular in shape. So I'm going to go ahead and do an edge cut. I'm sorry, select the edges, do a loop cut with V. Let's unhide that. Now I've got here 3 square faces. All right, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to press Shift V. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get into our paint mode. Hold down Shift right click. Let's grab this. Notice that radius is going to pop up. I'm going to lower it. That's really high. Lower the strength. Let's go 16. Perfect. I'm going to just say paint on everything, so that way we don't have to select stuff and tell it what and what not to paint. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go ahead. Actually, let's make this level 2. Level 1's really tough. Not level, yeah, level 2 right here. Perfect. Right. So Shift V. Now let's go ahead and start to paint, and let's up the strength and make it a little bit easier to see that. So if you're looking right here, notice I'm just simply blending it right here at the edge. Okay, maybe we add a little bit more over here. Try to make it look not so uniform. The higher up I go in level, the more detailed it's going to be. So if I really want to make it super detailed, I can go even higher up. But for right now, I think that's going to go ahead and that's going to work out. Okay, now this one, I'm actually going to go one step further. I like this concrete exterior floor, so I'm going to go ahead and type that in. Concrete EXT floor. I'm going to find here the same blend but with puddles. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, Shift T, apply that. And actually, let's go ahead, let's subdivide this level 2 as well. And then I'm going to select all of them, and let's just align it to the grid. Okay, perfect. That's going to make it nice and easy. All right, now we can go ahead and actually use the blends. Shift V, it's going to switch it to the pool. We can go ahead and add some water here. All right, kind of tell a nice little story. Later with some props we can go ahead and take advantage of. Okay, so so far we've blended 3 different textures. All right, we're gonna go ahead for right now. We're just gonna apply this to the rest of these faces. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'll double click and then deselect these faces. Shift T, apply it, and now we've got something that looks a lot better than what we used to have in the past. I'm going to continue with blending this. This is our grass dirt 1 to concrete base 5 cracks. Sorry, concrete base 5 cracks. Concrete base 5 cracks. I'm going to type that in here, and we're going to see that it also blends into this dirt, which actually kind of looks like rock. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab all this. I want these to be kind of rocky. I'm going to Shift T. Okay, notice that we have now a blend that we can actually blend into this grass, and then eventually it's going to blend into another. So let's go ahead and let's get that going with this blend. So Shift right click, let's grab it. Let's make this radius a little bit bigger. It's way too big. 38.5 is fine. Now I'm going to hold down left click. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start to blend this material in. Here's our cave. Let's get our cave down. Getting the sides of it. Here it's fine too. Get the roof. And I'm just going to try to do a quick paint job as I don't want to spend too much time going over this. But you can see how with certain types of materials, you can really start to define how your level is going to look. So right here, I'm going ahead and I'm using grass to kind of show the pathway. using this dirt texture to go ahead and show the rest of it. Even though it's kind of a concrete with cracks, I'm going to show you later with some foliage. We can really cover this up, and then I'm going to show you some fun stuff with the Zen textures later that make it look like moss is growing everywhere. So you are going to have to be creative with this. You know, take a look at the texture, see what fits, and right here, let's go ahead and let's blend this so it looks pretty seamless as this is going throughout. Okay, now this last one right here, I'm gonna go ahead and shift right click, and I'm gonna just make this a little bit bigger. Ooh, that's really big. All right, there it is. Let's go ahead and paint this last one, which when we start to blend with some models, it's gonna look exactly like some rock surface. So right here, got our rock surface. Okay, shift right click, let's grab this. Now let's go ahead and get rid of the grass. We don't need that grass. And now our masterpiece is really starting to come together as we just simply are blending materials into each other to make it look like it's continuous. Okay, here, let's lower this. Let's add, I like that grass here. So let's hold down Control if you want to get the other blend material. And that's all I'm simply doing here. This is looking a little sharp. Press Shift D. Let's lower the smooth amount. Let's lower the radius. Press B. Let's go ahead and smooth it out. If you notice at any point that any of these is looking a little jaggedy, if it's looking like it's not supposed to fit like this right here, just go ahead and smooth it out. And now the engine does a great job of taking care of it. Okay, if you really want, oh, there it is when you're done. Okay, just because you've moved the textures around and you really want to make sure everything lines up, go ahead and select it and just realign it to the grid. And now you're going to get an accurate representation of how your textures should look. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial on blending, being able to choose blends, push them through, and make sure that they match up. It's a lot of fun and adds a whole lot to your level. All right. I'll see you guys in our next Crash Course video.